Sup? This is Alex Chu coming at you with another episode. This episode, I want to talk about Afghanistan. You know how the ex-president Ashraf Ghani fled Afghanistan. With lots and lots of money. But before I talk about that, I want to tell you my name is Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented physical mortality rings. These are rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. You wear them, you don't age anymore. You become physically immortal. For example, I'm already a 50-year-old. In half a year, I'll be 51. I still look pretty good, right? See, if I don't need to grow a beard. You know how a lot of 50-year-old men, they have to grow like a slight beard. It's not because beard is sexy. It's because they try to cover up their puffy faces. Especially handsome man. Especially when you're 30-year-old, you were extremely handsome. When you're 50, you have to grow a beard because you have to cover up your puffy faces. Because you don't look that handsome anymore. You just look old. See, I don't have that. I don't need to cover up my face at all. You see, and look at that. See, I'm always really skinny. Been this skinny ever since I was 19. Never work out. My stomach is really smooth because I never work out. If you want to stay physically young forever, you go to livemuchlonger.com. Livemuchlonger.com. I have lots of testimonials from Amazon customers. Okay, most of them give me 4 stars, 5 stars. Livemuchlonger.com. Buy a pair of these rings. Yeah, you know how Afghanistan suddenly fell, right? Like it fell within like a few days. Like the Taliban captured I'm not sure if they captured the entire Afghanistan, but I heard that they captured like 29 provinces or something, like in a few days. And here's the thing that American like CNN or Fox or here's the thing that nobody is willing to report. Okay, it was reported by Chinese reporters. See, Chinese are also in Afghanistan. The Chinese are actively working in Afghanistan right now. Their embassy is not closed. Chinese people are still walking around because Taliban and Chinese now they're like buddies now. So nobody is there. Nobody dares to hurt the Chinese. So the Chinese reporters all over the fucking place. They're reporting everything. And this is what the Chinese are reporting. That what's his name? Ashraf Ghani. Ashraf Ghani, the ex-president, the president of Afghanistan, right? He fled Afghanistan like what 4 or 5 days ago. He's in UAE now. But here's the thing: when he fled, Chinese reporters saw he drove like 4 trucks of his belongings. 4 trucks, man. What? He's gonna flee with his grand piano. He's gonna flee with his I don't know, Rolls Royce or what? No, he has 4 truckload of American U.S. dollars, man. When he fled, he fled with 4 trucks of his belongings, and then he saw Chinese reporters saw soldiers, his servants carrying like luggages after luggages, 4 trucks of luggages, loaded onto the plane when he goes to UAE, right? When he flies to UAE. But then the Taliban are coming. So 1 truck, he just left it there. He successfully loaded 3 trucks of his belongings, luggages after luggages, into the plane, man, into the plane. And then when Taliban suddenly catch up with him, the plane just took off. So he rode the plane. It was 3 truckload of his belonging inside the plane. 1 truckload, he just dumped it there, and then Taliban confiscated it. What do you think it's inside, man? I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not like he has love for music, so he took his grand piano or something. I don't think so. I think it's is it his queen size bed? Did he take his king size bed with him? Or his clothing? I mean, his wife bought a lot of shoes. No, man, I'm telling you, man, it must be 4 truckload of U.S. dollars. That's how much he was siphoning out of the United States. That's how much money he's getting from the United States. You can imagine why Afghanistan failed. I mean, I mean, Western ideology is good, but it's not that good. You know, I mean, if you come to San Francisco, you look around, right? See, right now everybody get internet. You know, even in Afghanistan, people can go on the internet and see what America look like right now in San Francisco, Los Angeles. Homeless people everywhere, man. There's bums everywhere. In San Francisco, all the stores are shut down. You know why? Not because there's no business. It's because there's too many shoplifters. You know, too many shoplifters. You open up your store, you're just gonna get robbed. You know, all the Walgreens in San Francisco were shut down, all shut down. I think how many of them? Like 7 Walgreens in San Francisco, all shut down. There's no Walgreens in San Francisco now. Target is cutting hours right now. Target in San Francisco open until 6 o'clock. Not back in the days they open until 9:30. Right now it's like until 6 o'clock because too many bandits. Like shoplifters just break into the store, just come into the store and grab whatever and they leave. And then you can't, hey, you know what? You cannot even arrest them. You cannot even touch them because the San Francisco Attorney General say that do not arrest people for shoplifting or whatever. I don't know. So I mean, I think that's the reason why Afghanistan. These people, these Afghan soldiers, they just gave up because they realized, hey, wait a minute, Western ideology is not so much better. Honestly speaking, it's not so much better. I understand Taliban. I understand they're cruel. Like they still have a Sharia law, right? Like women, you have to wear a mask at all time and stuff like that. Yeah, that is kind of cruel. But at least they don't. But hey, you know what? Western, I don't know, Western ideology, for example, like democracy in the United States. I mean, is it okay? I mean, if you people come into your store and steal shit and you just let them steal, I mean, is that fair? And also in the United States right now, it's like rent moratorium. People they don't pay you rent for 10 months for 2 years. It's okay. They cannot get arrested. They cannot be evicted. You can't touch them. You can't do anything. If you imagine if you're a landlord, right? You rent somebody a house or you rent somebody an apartment, right? And they don't pay rent for 2 years. What do you think? It's fucked up, man. I mean, I'm serious. In the United States, okay, a lot of people they just take advantage of Biden administration, right? They haven't paid rent for ever since last year. Ever since last year February until now, it's a year and a half, man. A lot of people don't pay rent for like a year and a half. So I think, and I don't know what happened in Afghanistan. I heard that soldiers are not getting their soldiers are Afghan soldiers are not getting paid. That's what I heard. That's what the Chinese report. Chinese reporters, they say in Afghanistan, the soldiers are not getting paid because all the money were stolen by the politicians. For example, that Ashraf Ghani president, right? He fled out of Afghanistan with 4 truckload of his shit, man. 4 truckload of luggages. What the fuck, man? The politicians are stealing all the money, and Afghan soldiers, they're not getting paid. No wonder why. No wonder when Taliban, basically invade the city, nobody wants to do anything. People just want to give up because it's like I don't know. It's not better. It's actually not better. That's the reason. I'm not. I don't know what's going on in Afghanistan. Okay, but that's what the Chinese are reporting. Chinese say that the ex-president fled, trying to flee with 4 truckload of luggages. But anyway, that's what I want to say. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I'll talk to you later.